friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidley. If this is your first time watching a video on this channel, I am a 23-year-old college student with a daughter, and I currently live in South Florida. I am graduating in December. Hallelujah, finally. And this video, as you can see by the title, is going to be my pregnancy story. I got pregnant at 21. I currently have a 17-month-old, so she's a year and 5 months, and she literally just turned 17 months yesterday. And I just thought it'd be a good time to tell you guys about my pregnancy story. And if you watched my last video, you know I'm Haitian, and Haitian parents are completely against getting pregnant before marriage and having sex before marriage. So, and the thing with my parents and the thing with me, I was so sneaky that my parents thought I was a virgin. Yeah. So imagine their surprise when they found out that I was pregnant. And I told my parents that I was pregnant when I was 2 months pregnant. So yeah. But let's start from the beginning. I got on birth control in May of 2018, and before that, I was never on birth control. Me and my boyfriend were using condoms in the beginning, but we always used to slip it off from time to time. So we were just unprotected, and we thought we were being careful. But you know, birth control is the way to go, but not my kind of birth control. I got the pill, and I was on the pill for about a month and a half, and I would take it at night. Like, now I'm thinking about it, I was dumb. I was so stupid. Because everybody always say they take their birth control like early in the morning. But why was I taking my birth control at 10 p.m. at night? 10 p.m. I don't know what I thought I was protecting, but I just thought like if the time didn't matter. And I feel like the time still shouldn't matter. But anyway, so I started feeling off around like the end of June. And I'm like, what is going on with me? I'm tired all the time. I would literally go to my boyfriend's house after work and just like nap, and I wouldn't want to do nothing. I would just be tired all the time. So I called my doctor and I was like, something's going on. I need you to check me out. I need you to switch my birth control because it's making me weird. So I get to my appointment and they told me that I need to take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's gonna come out negative anyway. So I'm just like in the waiting room. They took my birth control, took my vitals and whatever. I'm in the waiting room waiting. I'm texting my boyfriend, and I was like, they got me taking a pregnancy test. And I was like, that shit better not come out positive. And he goes, of course not. He was at work at the time. So they called me back into the room, and he goes, you are Nidley Attilis, right? And I said, yes, I am. And then he was like, and what did you say you were here for? And I was like, I'm here to change my birth control because it's making me feel bad. And he was like, yeah, your pregnancy test came out positive, so that might be the reason. And I was like, you're gonna have to run that again. You're gonna have to redo that test because there's no way I'm pregnant. So then he redid the test. Yeah, I was pregnant. And of course I was pregnant. I'm telling you my pregnancy story. So yeah, he redid the test. I was pregnant, and the doctor just came in and she was like, yeah, so you're pregnant, so there's no reason for birth control anymore, and you're good to go. And I was like, oh, so what are my options? Like, what do you know? And she was like, well, the good thing is you're still young, so you could just have your baby and continue your life after. And I was like, okay. You know how they, you know, in the movies, usually the doctors like tell you like your options, and they're like, yeah, you have the option of like adoption, abortion, or you can keep it, you know? She didn't say none of that. She was just like, yeah, you're gonna be so happy when you have your baby and this and that. And I'm just like, okay, all right. So yeah, of course I kept my baby. That's a whole different story. And kept my baby. I had to tell my parents that I was pregnant, and they were in Haiti at the time. And my parents had never met my boyfriend. My parents always told me, like, if you're not ready to get married, you don't even have to bring him around. So I ain't bring him around. So they never met him. They never knew what he looked like. I don't even think I think they might have known his name. I think they knew his name because I told my mom about him like a year before that. Not a year, yeah, a while before that. And I was like, just so you know, I'm seeing somebody and his name is blah, 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 and that's my boyfriend. And she's like, okay. And she just laughed it off like, okay, good to know about your little friend, you know? So they never took that serious. And I just acted like I was the perfect angel. I never said, like, I would never say that I'm going out with my boyfriend or something. Like, I'll be like, I'm going to hang out with friends. I'm going to do this. It wasn't like until, like, I would start saying I was going on dates, but it was not like, I would never tell them I was going on a trip with my boyfriend or I was gonna spend the night at my boyfriend's, you know? So they just like, and I always made sure that when I tell them I was going on a date with my boyfriend, I came back on time. So they never thought that I was out here doing anything, you know? Little did they know. So July 18th was the day I found out that I was pregnant. My mom and my dad were in Haiti at the time, and my brothers and me were left alone. So I had packed my bags. Literally, my parents left on Thursday. On Friday, I packed my bags, told my brother that I was going to spend the weekend at my friend's, and lied. Technically, I was at my boyfriend's, but I mean, I know he was a little skeptical because he was like, you really mean to tell me that you were at Marlene's, you're gonna spend the whole weekend at Marlene's? I was like, yep, yes I am. And he was like, okay, Need, all right. So the Monday, I think I had an appointment on like Thursday, but my parents came back on Monday, and I was so nervous, y'all, to tell my parents about this whole thing. And I didn't want to tell them because I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep it. I didn't want to have a baby. So I had like a trip coming up, and I was going to a wedding in Naples, and I was like terrified. I was in Naples, and I was just like feeling like not so good. And my cousin, I hate her, but she noticed, and she saw my son. She was like, you must be hiding a pregnancy or something. And I was just like, girl, if you don't leave me alone, what are you talking about? And she's like, it was my cousin Shaina. She was like, yes, you are. Are you hiding a pregnancy need? Ugwas? And I was like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? Me, the whole time I was definitely guas. But but yeah, I eventually like told my aunt, who was also at the wedding, I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, I think I might be pregnant. And she was like, you think or you are? And I was like, I think, I don't know. I was like, I mean, it won't be too bad if I am. And she was like, it won't be too bad. She's like, you're 21 years old. Like, what are you talking about? It won't be too bad. And I was like, well, you had a baby at 20. You're doing fine. And she's like, yeah, but I struggled. And she's like, I don't want you doing that kind of struggling. And I was like, yeah, we'll see. We'll be fine. And I just like let it go. She let it go. And she never brought it up to me or up to anybody until I personally told her that I was pregnant. Like, my aunt is the best, like that aunt. But yeah, so July, I found out I was pregnant. And then I told my mom. She actually, I didn't tell my mom. My mom told me. She called me like 2 weeks later and she went, "So you're pregnant? I had a dream that you're pregnant." You know, Haitian parents always have a dream. And I'm like, "Yes, I am. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am." And then she was like, "Well, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you gotta do. Just so you know, I'm not telling your dad for you. You won't have to tell him yourself." And I was just like, okay, all right. So yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. And my baby's knocking on the door right now. She's so grown. But yeah, that's the story of how I found out I was pregnant. And I'll definitely tell you guys how I told my dad I was pregnant, because that's a whole different story. That's a long story. And comment down below if you want to know more about my pregnancy story. Like, if you want to know like the specifics of like the month to month or whatever, or if you want to know about baby blues and like the depression that comes with pregnancy, and like how I told my dad, you could comment that down below and I'll be sure to make a video on that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.